on Wednesday. And of course, anytime you see the infamous Amadeuz, the Dominican Queen, Miss Get Adam is here, who we swore today that we were not going to drink because we got fucked up 2 days in a row, ladies and gentlemen. And the person next to me came through with the motherfucking belly. Let me get a round of applause. So we are back in the left lane again. Okay?
Back in the left lane.
That's right. And speaking of legendary hip-hop artists, I think this is something that we could definitely talk about in this conversation, right? Because I find a lot of times people misuse the word legend. Legend, right? Misuse of the word. Like, and this guy right here is definitely a legend representing the Bronx. Dr. Octagon, Analog Brothers, amongst many things. Kool Keith, welcome to the Punchline Academy. Brother, what's up?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And me and Kool Keith have something in common. His birthday is my mother's birthday. Woo. Libra gang.
October?
Yep, 7th.
October 7th.
October 7th.
Same day. Your mother's 7th?
Yeah, 7th, yeah.
That's great.
Got something in common, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Libras are nice, equal.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Equal people.
That's a fact. Okay, so Bronx in the 70s, right? We have this very interesting conversation floating on social media. People don't know who did what. I've said many times here on the Punchline Academy, Hip Hop 50, we've said it many times where it was like, all right, well, they said Coke La Rock, then they brought out Sunday DJs for James Brown. It just feels like very confusion, right? But describe to me hip hop in the 70s. Like, what was that like?
Well, I was going to 70s, I was going to school. I was going to CES 53. Kenny Pounder was going to school with me from Cold Crush. And, 70s music was like, they didn't have no they had turntables. It was some more hooking up stuff to the streets and stuff like that. They had Cold Crush, Bambaataa. You had Kool Herc. But for me growing up in the Bronx, I just saw that stuff was in the parks. They didn't have no clubs yet. Then the late 70s, they started having like the PAL and all the centers and Stevenson Gym, and then all the other stuff. The Green Door, 371, all those clubs. It was more like you said, the Flyers was out there too. Yeah. And Buddy Esquire and all that. That's what we used to see. Those Flyers used to get around real good, like real fast. Like let the whole Bronx know where the party was. Like we didn't have no internet or nothing like that. No Instagram. Nobody say it was no radio. It was just straight word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
And the parks was packed, so you could hear. And the Bronx was kind of like made with hills and stuff, so when they have stuff in Cedar Park and different places in the Bronx, you could hear the sound system and you follow the sound off of different buildings. It could be in Claremont, it could be in Webster, it could be down on the 9, it could be down Patterson, the Bay, up in they used to call it the Valley and stuff like that. So you had a lot of clubs and stuff. Not no real clubs, but just maybe like hole in the walls. Okay. The Bronx used to have a lot of hole in the walls. Like you said, little after hours where people go, take their little powder. They had a lot of little powder spots where you check in, very much a lot of powder spots. Yeah.
So at what point, did you hear this? Because obviously we're talking about following the sound, right? So at what point did you hear it and say, you know what, I'm actually going to pursue this? Like, this is something that I'm interested in. And where did you decide to say, okay, you know what, this is going to be my career 40, 50 years?
Well, what happened is, when I was in junior high school, I went to 147. Then I went to Clinton.
You went to Clinton on Gun Hill?
Mashula, I went to Clinton. So, you be going to class and you hear, Catch a Groove out the window, better than that, so you hear the records. And I think Flash was probably like a star back then. I was still in high school, but I was dancing before I was famous with Sad. I was knowing all the rappers just from dancing, because I was dancing with the Shack Crew and Loose Bruce, and they sold they sold dust in Harlem. So I was dancing. I was a popular dancer, and I was dancing all over the Bronx and New York, everywhere. So we had the toughest crew. So I danced. We Electric Boogie and Pop against Fable, Wiggles, you know, Lockatron John and all these dudes from Brooklyn, different places. But I was a dancer, so everybody knew me. All the rappers knew me from dancing. And then after I graduated, I formed Ultramagnetic. And then me and Sad played on the basketball team with the governors in Clinton. So after me and Sad got together, then everybody in school was like, "Oh shit, you ain't dancing no more? That's you at Ultra." So then that became me. But my whole direction towards me doing that was me, I was never freestyling. I always wrote rhymes in the house too, because I ain't never want to go out and please listen to my demo and never rapped in nobody's face. I just kept writing in the house, but I was dancing. So I was a popular dancer. Everybody, all the artists knew me. Melly Mel, all of them was all, Mel of them had the fly cars but I was dancing, getting on the train dancing. Going to T-Connection, going up to Ecstasy Garage, going up to Edomore, dancing. Then I just started saying, fuck this rap, fuck dancing.
He said, I'm going to bring out that book.
Yeah, I said, fuck dancing. I said, fuck dancing. I'm going to start making some songs. And then I formed Ultra. And then me and Sad got together, and Mo and Trevor, and formed the group. So I formed the group. I broke out from school every day working on tracks with Sad, and then we became Ultra. But me and Sad was officially supposed to do solo albums. I was supposed to do a solo album, not him do me. That was my whole goal, to do a solo album. But he had his mom, his aunts gave us money to buy, and then Sad's brother Pat was a singer, kind of like Jodeci and them. They had a group. So what happened with them was they started they had a group, I forgot, I think Two Love, same Jodeci, Jagged Edge kind of. So what they did was put their careers to the side, and Sad brother Pat was the singer, so he gave Sad all his money. I was the brain of the, writing the lyrics and finding the beats. Like I found Ego Tripper, found Funky, all the records. Sad's brother had the money, so he put us in the studio and stuff. But I really didn't want to do a record with Sad. But his brother said, just do a record with Sad. You could go solo. But Pat put up the money. But I wrote a lot of lyrics with Sad and everything. I was the mastermind of the name and naming the group and stuff. And that was me.
And we're glad you did it, because those ended up becoming monster hits. They play all over the country. They play heavy on Rock the Bells radio, because that's the true OG station.
I found the Joe Cocker, the Funky. I found the, Ego Tripping, the Melvin Bliss record I got from my boy in Parkchester. I gave Sad all the records to do, to chop up and do,
But you found the records.
Yeah. But we had a record too that didn't jump off. We was with DNA International. Hank Love had like a little label. They printed up 300 copies of a record to give you love, but it wasn't moving. I think Rakim was doing, that's when the sampling came out. We came out between the Lindrum and DMX, and then it came to the SB12 sound. The SB12 sound, we had to jump real quick because we almost missed the bus. I think Rakim was running, he had what was his record? The first, Check Out My Melody, or one of them, it was
My Melody,
yeah. So that was, he's like, okay, they using the SB12 now, the samples and stuff. Ain't nobody using no Lindrum no more in DMX, because everybody on the other side was using the DMX and the Lindrum, like the Houdini and all of them. Lindrum was real commercial, very, Janet Jackson used the Lindrum, So we had to get to the SB12 and start having that sample kind of sound. And then when Ego Tripping came on and took the streets, because they was, like you said, them sample records was running the streets, and then Ego Tripping came on. We had to make something in that line and path to stay with what we was doing.
And from that day forward, you haven't stopped making music. One thing I will say about you, Keith, is first of all, you're one of the few people in hip hop that calls me by my government name.
He calls you by your government name when I was walking over there.
Yeah.
No, but I did want to say this. One thing I respect about you is that you work like you're still a new artist. Because I'll tell you this for a fact. Every week I get an email from Keith like, yo, I got 5 new songs.
Well, yeah, you're right. I sit alto and stuff all the time. I stay in the studio. Yeah, I send records all the time because I think making music is therapeutic. And that's why when I hear like a lot of artists quit making records, I don't understand it, because to me it's like in your body. It's like waking up every day. It become a part of you, and it's still educational, because when you write lyrics, you still learning. You learn the words, paragraphs. You looking at TV, you getting subjects to write about. Yeah. What kills me is how some dudes just stop. They put their brakes on and quit. So
It keeps you sharp. Your mind is moving.
Yeah, it's like therapeutic. So I don't understand when people quit doing it, so that's what I be doing every day, just mental exercise. Yeah. Staying with the pen in the studio and constantly recording.
Nice, man. Well,
One thing I did want to say too is besides the fact that you're still making music at a high volume, I love how you title your songs sometimes. Like I pulled up one of your emails right now. You got a song like "Who Wants More Grapes and Wine?"
Right, yeah.
I mean, what's the thought process that goes behind when you name a song?
I like different kind of titles, because everybody got maybe the same kind of title. I run the streets. That's common stuff you're gonna hear. I got this bank, I got this money. I try to go with titles that are not often mentioned, or choruses and slang and stuff like that. I don't want to use the same street wordplay as the average rapper do. Most rappers rap in a box, like they talk about they area the same, like a mile radius. Like I rap like I travel, which I do. So I rap, you could tell, you be like, oh, I've been to that restaurant he talking about, it's over in Tokyo somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I just rap more like I've been around the world. Some people rap just more local. I got the beef with dude across the street. It's all about across the street and back over to my street, back to your street. I don't do that. I write kind of like international. So I might write a song, but I might talk about 2 or 3 different, 4 or 5 different states or something. Somebody in California, somebody in New York, somebody in Denver, somebody in Detroit.
He raps about where he go and get grapes and wine.
Yeah. I rap more of
he bought the grapes and wine today.
I say I rap more of an adventure about myself. I rap more like places I've been and stuff. My experiences when I get to cities. Some rappers travel, they stay in the hotel, and they go to the venue, they stay back in the hotel. Me, I go to cities and go wander off, like I go in the hood or something, go do something different. Like I'll take a long walk in an area I might not belong. You know what I'm saying? I just, to get ideas, that's how your ideas come. So I really travel, not just staying in the suburban and go home back to the airport. Some rappers they claim they visit a city, but they never saw it.
They never saw the city.
Yeah, you go all the way to Tokyo, stay in your room, and get back on the plane. Me, I go see the town, anywhere, L.A., I go see the city, go have dinner, go do something. A lot of people, because the show is only, 45 minutes? And you in the city for a whole day when you travel. So a lot of people get so much wrapped into the show, the 45 minutes. Yeah, what time we going? I'm going to sound check again. I'm going back to the hotel. I'm going back to sound check. I'm going to the hotel. I'm going back to sound check. They life get sound check, and go back to the room, sound check. Me, you do one sound check. I don't even go sometimes. I let my people check the mic, because they already know how I'm sound. And then I go out, have Chinese food, do something different, look at the town, go places, anywhere, Memphis, anywhere. It could be Tennessee, it could be Houston. I go visit the city.
If I had to get 2 cents, if I could get my 2 cents in here, this is rappers will tell you very flighty, very general things about different. I record all of this stuff. Just for a reference, he done 100 joints since October.
Really?
100 joints since October. that same thing, 2 verse, hook, and all of that. So just to put it in numbers, you know what I mean? Like that shit is ill.
Yeah.
This shit is really ill.
Shout out to my legends who are working, man. The Punchline Academy, SiriusXM, Shade 45. Kool Keith is here. Let's play a classic, and we'll be back here on the Punchline Academy.